so many people have come from so far, and you're all so special. So today I hope to get around and look at you in the face and give you a hug, okay, before you depart, for Paul and for me. We are an extraordinary group of people here. And you know Paul, those of you who knew him. I know some of you really didn't. You only know me and T-Bone, right? You know T-Bone. My neighbors, I have many wonderful neighbors here from our neighborhood who've been supporting us in the last years. And we have neighbors, we have aviation friends, we have planes of fame friends, we have builders and flyers and racers, even racers whom Paul beat from time to time. Paul and I, as his co-pilot, at some pretty fast speeds. And now it sounds like maybe we have another flight, an unexpected flight. I don't know. We might have an unexpected flight. Well, okay, an unauthorized flight. Okay. Well, you never know. I just wanted to thank everyone, all of you, so important. And we also have some doctors here. I can't actually see where you are, but maybe just give a wave. I want to just give a special shout out to all the doctors who took care of Paul for the last 5 or 6 years. He was a pretty tough patient. He did some new things. He was a test pilot to the end. He was the first who got a new leg rebuild, and now they've done a bunch. And I was told by one of the doctors that Paul was at the other end of fear, and that just made him able to do some really important stuff, and now they've done 5 or 6 of them. So I know he felt pretty proud of that, and I really think that it makes a difference when you have people who really care about you and go the extra mile. I know this is a time when so many people are struggling. Let's give a hand. I don't know, Kim, Jacob, you guys are out there somewhere. Let's all give a hand to them. And all the support staff too. You can probably imagine, Paul fired a few doctors. So the ones that are around are pretty special. I was trying to decide what I wanted to say. I have 5 minutes, I probably exceeded that already. So before we begin our adoration of Paul, I would like to just tell a little story. And this is actually a true story. There are people here who can validate that. Jenny for one, right? So it's 1975. Paul and I were in England for 5 wonderful years after Vietnam, and we had a great time over there. We came back to the States, and it was time to do some other things with our life. And so we had a Gremlin. I don't know if you remember those Gremlins. It was a sharp little car. It was bright yellow too. It looks a lot like that Lancer. And we were traveling in Colorado, and Jenny was in the back seat, our firstborn. She was only a few months old. Roy might remember that. And of course, she was in her car seat. It wasn't so official back then, but she was gooing and happy because we were going through this canyon road in Colorado. And it was just beautiful. I mean, we both remembered it long after, which is why I'm telling you the story. But big canyons on either side, wonderful curving road. Paul just having fun driving, Jenny loving it back there. And all of a sudden he said, I think we might have a highway patrol following us. Well, we were having fun. It was Paul after all. I figured, well, he can outrun him. And so didn't get too upset. A little bit later, we're still heading down this wonderful canyon. It really was beautiful. I can still remember it. And it's getting a little closer. So the upshot is I could take you on a few miles more, which we did. Better pull over. So we did. And Jenny wasn't too happy about that, but she may have helped us out, actually. This officer gets out of the car, most respectfully comes up and says, "Sir, my name is Officer Tuttle, and I have been tasked to give you a message." Paul looks at me, I look at him, we're thinking, Now, you gotta remember, 1975, did you have a cell phone? No, it was a different time. And so then he had to ascertain that this really was Paul Tackleberry, and that proceeded. And then he said, "Sir, The message is, you are to call your commander ASAP. And Paul looked at me and said, well, how are we going to do that? He said, sir, at the bottom of this canyon, I can lead you if you like. Paul said, no, thank you. There is a store where you can make a call. Well, so sure enough, he took off, gave us our space, then we really sped down that hill, wondering, what is this about? So, do you know how many quarters it takes when you're in the middle of Colorado to make a call on a payphone to call Edwards Air Force Base? A lot of quarters. So, Paul makes the call, and lo and behold, the commander has a message for him. And the message is, you have been accepted at the United States Air Force Test Pilot School. And we expect you to report pretty soon. Now, the interesting thing about this story is, at the same time, Paul was a finalist in the space program, and he was also a finalist for the United States Air Force Thunderbirds. And then you can imagine, there was no doubt in his mind what he wanted to do. He was going to be a test pilot. And that made all the difference. It changed our life forever, and it made so many things possible. We all have just had a wonderful, wonderful time together, and Paul did many, many things that brought him a lot of satisfaction, and the country, I think, a lot of pride, and certainly his family as well. One last thing, I wasn't going to say this, and they'll probably kill me, but I just wanted to say that Paul and I produced quite a few airplanes. We did a lot of things over our 55 years, and thank you again, doctors. We made it to almost 55, just barely short. And that beautiful Long Easy out there was the first. That Screamin' Hot Lancer was the second. And the beautiful Waco. I know Nando, Waldo, Priscilla, and the boys are out there somewhere, and the girl, which the last 9 years was Paul's work. But I think the most wonderful thing that we produced was our daughters, Jenny and Mom. And you just need to know that I'm saying it publicly because you are just wonderful girls. Both of them have achieved a lot in life. One's a veterinarian, one's a pilot. They've done a lot of things. And so I'm very proud. And your dad and I will always, I know we were tough, but we were always very proud of you. So I'd like to end with that. And now I think I want to make sure I get around to say hello to you all. So as the day wanders on and we see more flights, let's spend a little time embracing Paul, celebrating, and can I tell? We're going to drink some Fighter Pilot brand. Well, Doug might tell you what's going to happen or what might not happen or what will happen.
No, I think it should be a surprise. Mysterious celebrations are the best. I have to learn Les's iPad password. I got it now. In case any of you want to know it later, I can give it to you. So, I first met Paul in 1982. I was working with Bert Rutan at the Rutan Aircraft Factory. And there was this civilian king air that came up one day, and a guy gets out in shorts and a t-shirt. And Dick and Bert seemed to know him. Oh, Paul, how are you? And they go, aren't you in the Air Force? And that was the first of many times I heard the phrase, don't ask. Paul was building his Long Easy at the time and working someplace that didn't exist, and that started it off for me. I was, like many of you, the beneficiary of mentoring tough love and years of friendship. So there's a really cool video we'll show now. It's about 7 minutes long, and it's a great look back at Paul's life. So I have a door prize for anybody who doesn't tear up when he watches this. Just let me know afterwards, and we can work on that.